Greetings, 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 and thank you for joining yet another snapshot, home of the 15-minute selfie with me, Marilyn Green. You know who I am, the hostess with simply the mostest. And I'm here today, and this is a place where I like to always say where you get to do only you. So you say, hey, I may want to come on. So, and if you do, this is all the information so that you can come on. I would love to talk about your event, your book, or whatever you need to talk about. Let's do that. But in the meantime, would you share the show, tag a friend, share the show, tag a friend, because the information that I'm going to be giving out today is vital. And the person that I have coming up is an amazing person who is doing some super great work everywhere that she goes. So you may know her by one name, but I'm going to tell you the name that I know her by. I know her as Coach Melody, and I'm going to add her to the stage. Hey, Coach Melody, how are you?
Hello, Marilyn. I am fabulous. How are you?
I'm simply great, 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 and I'm so happy that you took the time to join us today. So, Coach Melody, I know you got a lot of things going on. I'm looking behind you, and I see your banner back there unwrapping you and everything. So, tell us a little bit about what's going on, and then we'll get into these things we want to talk about, really talk about. So, tell us, Coach Melody, what's going on?
Okay, well, everyone, I'm Coach Melody with Unwrap You, Chief. I'm President and Chief Wellness Strategist. And what I do is just change people mindsets mentally, physically, going into corporations and working with organizations to help increase productivity, mindfulness, and just get people in the right space. Because, Marilyn, honestly, I found that lack of knowledge. And the key is education. Education is key when it comes to health, wellness, mental wellness, and just having the behavior modifications that are needed. So I'm excited to be on your show today. Girl, did you know? And talk about what's happening within that with my Fan Fun 3K and my new book that I have out.
Okay, and speaking of your new books, let's show it, okay? Let me add it to the stage. Tell us about it. Walk us through this. Still got your beautiful picture on it and everything like that. So, hey, let's talk about it.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is a labor of love. My team was talking about it last year and we finally got it done. So it says new. We've already piloted in many organizations and schools. It's Unwrap the New You Interactive Wellness Journal. I've created a curriculum, the journal, of course, affirmation cards. And so what's amazing about the book is it's not free writing. It was created for youth by youth because what I did is took some of the young people that I have been working with and
Mhm.
I helped them. They helped me to design it. I wish we could flip through it because it really is great, just giving them motivations, things to think through, health tips. And then the curriculum is great because when I go into an organization, I always offer a free consult to figure out what is the pain point? What are we trying to do? What can we help with? And so it's not just wellness, but wellness and life skills. Our young people need so much. The Surgeon General has already put out a alert saying we need to start focusing on our young people's mental wellness,
Mhm.
and it's all attached, right? So that's where the youth wellness comes into. And I have team members. I'm building wellness champions all around the globally. So I'm
Yes.
like, I'm worldwide, Miss Marilyn Green.
Hey, do it, do it, do it.
Yes.
I love it. And let's touch a little bit on the fact that you brought in actual youth. So many times when people are doing programming for youth, they fail to bring in the youth so that they can get the part that they want to hear. Okay. How did you work that? Did you bring in, I know you said you brought in some youth you're working with, but just a little bit more details of how did you get them to just get that information out of them? Was it a focus group? What was it?
Well, when I first started back with the youth, because it kind of slowed down with everything that happened through the pandemic with the kids and that. So what I did when I went back into the school, I met a superintendent. She was like, "This would be great." My young and I we were working with a group of girls. She's like, they are really struggling, and she thought it would be great. So what I did is I created a forum where they were able to talk about what they learned. It
Mm.
blew me away. Some of the things that our young people are going through is tragic. It
Oh.
was, and then another thing that I did is I had them write to me. So I did a Dear Coach Melody page in a book every week, because I found that when you're talking about these sensitive issues, young people oftentimes don't want to open up right away because they're very apprehensive. They're, people talking about me, my business to be out. I really create a safe place for them with the wellness circles that I built out. And when I tell you, once I read it, I went and showed the superintendent as an after action, because I always do that, a
You're
pre
right.
and a post. And she was like, wow, you have to keep this, because of what they were saying and the stories and things that happened. So that's pretty much how I built it. So I started talking to them. I said, tell me, what would you like for me to do next time if you had a chance to do this again? And they told me. I just added it in there. The affirmations are completely different, because I do have a journal that I take within corporations, and I try to help people. But what I'm also encouraging people to do is, you have to take the onus on yourself, because I can't do all the work. I'm only with you a short period of time. So the journal was created to be an extension of Coach Melody. So now they get to work through, they have the affirmations, they have the tips that they're going through. They can go back and forth and use it at their liking.
Okay. So I see it's 6th through 12th grade. So have you ever contemplating going to the lower grades? I mean, is that something? I'm not sure. I'm not trying to find out all your business, but just
No,
trying
it's a great
to
question.
go a little bit further down. You know what I'm saying? Is that a possibility?
Well, absolutely. So this is what I tell everyone. I'm wellness for a great length of people. And I say that because we can go younger. The book maturity is for 6th graders, and I piloted it. But I can still go in and speak and encourage, younger individuals. We might just hand out a sheet or what have you, as opposed to the full book. It's not that it's super mature, but for me, when I do 4th and 5th grade, it's just a little bit too much. So you have to know how to talk to your audience. We can't talk to everyone the same way. So when you talk about writer, motor, like a lot of things that they're going through and dealing with, that's why I try to do gender-based, girls, then boys, and then the age groups, because a 9th grade girl is completely different from a 12th grade. An 8th grade boy is completely different from a 5th grade boy. So we want to make sure the maturity level is right as well.
Okay, that sounds really good. So one
Yeah.
more question on this particular topic. The affirmation cards, did they make them, or did you just pull it from what they wrote and what you thought they may need? Or was it a combination of both?
A combination of both. They are amazing. Some of them are things that I had already kind of come up with, but a lot of it came from them. And even like I told you with the Dear Coach Melody and the things that they were talking about, we geared it completely different, because young people have a lot of vices now. The toxicity from cell phones, from social media, things that they're going through, from self-esteem, those sort of things, positive, just trying to get them to understand goals. And one thing that I love is that we teach them how to do and manage SMART goals. They're like, what's a SMART goal? And I thought back, I'm like, I learned that in college, and then in corporate as an executive when I had my sales position. So look at me now. I'm trying to give them more tools early, so now they'll be a better version of themselves.
Oh, I love that. That's so inspiring that you're out there doing the good work, and really pouring into our children and being just a community, you're a community person and just being in the community, putting it into the community. So now I think that's really, really nice. So um let me find out where let me see. Okay. So the name of the book is Unwrap the New You Interactive Wellness Journey. Where can we find this?
Well, the book is actually on Amazon, and I always tell people what happens once I consult, I actually can order them in, because I like to sign them first. My business coach told me years ago, you do not let a book go without signing it. So I normally sign them in and add them to my contracts whenever I'm working with the organization. But they are on Amazon for others. It's a great tool, and we just have to start investing in our young people and our old people, older folks too.
Yeah.
Of course, I go into corporations. That is the most part as far as speaking engagements and corporate wellness. But I tell people everyone needs wellness. Marilyn, who cannot use some wellness?
You know what? What's that? They said orange is the new black. I said health is the new wealth, right?
Yes.
Health
Yes.
is the new wealth. If you don't have any health, you might as well not have all that money because you can't spend it. So it's like,
I and sometimes when I'm on Facebook or LinkedIn or what have you, I will say that health is wealth. People, we have to invest in our mental and physical well-being. And it's people don't even understand that they need it and they start working me like, I didn't even know because it's just something we have to normalize. And that's what
mhm.
I'm on a mission to do.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's move on to the next here. Okay. Here's the big
Absolutely.
one right here. Whoop, whoop, the big one. So I see that you can have that t-shirt on, and I think every year we get another color, something. I think
Yes.
last year, yeah, it was yellow last time.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you get a new color, bright t-shirt if you register early. We'll talk about that in a minute, But so let's talk about this. What's going on? What's going on, Coach Melody?
Well, everyone, I want to tell you this is my community give back, my love child, the eighth Fam Fun 3K. I am, as Marilyn said, wearing the seventh shirt from last year. I don't even know how we're going to outdo this color for this year, but I worked very hard. You can see all of the past ones recaps on my YouTube page, but
Okay.
I'm encouraging everybody to come out. We are actually Maryland, last year we had 25 states and 3 continents people moving there. This
Oh,
year, I want all 50 states and all
yeah.
the continents moving, right? Because I have big goals. But the kickoff is Saturday, September 14th at 10 a.m. And you can walk virtual or in person. And the cool thing, I have a lot of cool things happening last year because our team do it after action every year. So, of course, you can see on the flyer, we added the church challenge, which I'm so excited about. I've been speaking at churches every week and in community programs because what I'm trying to do is get pockets of people. Last week, I had 38 members register at a church,
Wow.
38 right there as a result of me speaking about health disparities, obesity, and the Fam Fun 3K. And then another great thing is I'm going to be traveling to a different state every week, every Saturday in September because September is Childhood Obesity Month. So
Yes.
we actually graduated. So I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia the first week, St. Louis, Missouri, this one here, and then the last one is in Alabama.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah, and next year I have my cities that I'm looking for: Indiana, Denver, Colorado, perhaps Arizona, Chicago. But I'm putting it out there because you have to have vision. And this started as just Merlin. When I first started my first walk, it was just because St. Clair County, which is where I live, had the worst mortality rates and with all these chronic comorbidities. And I'm like, I'm a selling medication and I'm thinking I can do better. And that's how I turned this into. It was nothing about walking. My walk started off just a walk. Now we've given away over $30,000, and that's just the last year's because it's
Wow.
only been this is the eighth one, and that makes me really proud because it wasn't even
Yes.
thinking about giving money back. So I'm excited.
I love that. And speaking of giving money, if we look at the fine print here, if you get that teen church challenge, you may form a team for a chance to win $500 for your church. Tell us about that one.
Yes, well, we kind of thought we talked to pastors and organizations, and they like to have some sort of prize. So we thought,
Mhm.
okay, we could try this, right? And they have to actually go in, and we have a Google Doc for them to join the church challenge. And but it's not just about churches. So everyone listening, this is not simply a church activity. This is a community event. We're
Okay.
just trying to bring more people in, and we know the church is a big mecca and a place where people go and reside in our communities. So
Yes.
I am trying to we all know our bodies is our temple. We have to take care of it. So why not go to the church? So I'm encouraging if there is any churches that want to sign up, they're more than welcome. They can email. The email is on here, coachmelody3k@gmail.com. I have someone that handles this part of it, and they can easily get the Google Doc and they can fill it out. Get them a team. They have to be present to win the $500. So if a person gets 50 people registered at church and they have 40 people there, and that's the most, they win $500 courtesy of the 8th Fam Fun 3K.
Okay. So could they also email you through this one as well? Can they find you, or should we put the other one in. I'll put it in the comments after this when this airs. Is that
It
okay?
doesn't, honestly, I would prefer them to email Coach Melody 3K,
Okay.
but they can still email me and I can forward it to, because I have someone on my team that handles that email. But if they want to, I don't want to make it difficult. They can go to Coach Melody. And also, everyone, we have an events page, the Fam Fun 3K. You can go there and leave any type of messages and she can reply to you there as well. It's 8th Fam Fun 3K on the events page. And we want everyone to register and click going, Marilyn, because people like to put it off like it's no big deal. Yes, it is, because we have a cutoff, because we have to submit the t-shirt. If registration, t-shirts come with it, but for the late registrants, they're not guaranteed. So we want everyone to go and register and click going. And if they reach out to me for a consult, like if it's for corporate wellness or something for their organization, they can use that Coach Melody at unwrapu.com and I'll get that directly.
All righty, sounds like a plan. All right then, Coach Melody, this has really been a informative, power-packed 15 minutes, and
Yes.
I appreciate you coming on and doing what you're doing in the community, doing what you're doing in the community of corporations, doing what you're doing in the world. So, are there any final words that you would like to give the community at this time?
Yes, I would first like to thank you for having me on as well,
You're
because my
welcome.
whole objective and goal is to spread wellness around the world. And I know your podcast reaches a ton of folks around the world. And I just want people, the last thing I will leave everyone with is take action. I can talk all that I want. If you don't reach out for a consult, if you don't reach out and register, then it's nothing that I can do. And I would just like to encourage everybody to invest in themselves. That's mentally, physically, emotionally. It matters. Thank you, Miss Marilyn.
You are welcome. And let me lastly say, you can catch her. There's no excuse, kid. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. Everyone take care. This Marilyn Green, the snapshot queen, I guess. I don't know. But at any rate, had fun with you, Coach Melody.